Hi, Cancer. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor, and this is your reading for the month of July. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So it's a weird message. It's like something that you don't think is working can actually be shook up and work again. I don't know how else to say it. And it's funny because I do the what do you call it? I do the readings by element, and I just did Scorpio, and I was going to do Pisces, and I was like, no, Cancer. And usually what's going on for me in the moment is like part of your little mini message. So there's something that you don't think is working. You think, oh, this is broken. And it's like, no, it just needs to be readjusted. So that's part of your little mini message. Thanks really for being a member. I really appreciate it. I went out, so it was Gay Pride yesterday here in Mexico City. And I went to the march and I took videos and I took photos. It's if you're on Instagram or if you're interested, it's on Instagram under Ripecolor. And then I went dancing. I haven't gone dancing, like really, truly dancing in years. It was so much fun. It was really good for me. It was really good for my soul. Really good for my soul. And I danced the whole time I was there, I went with some people that a friend of mine invited me, and he has some gay friends. He's straight. And nobody's perfect, darling. So he invited me, and he showed up for a little bit. He had something to do early this morning. And I was with them. And, they were nice and everything, but it's funny because it's like, they just wanted to chitter chatter and drink. It's like, I came here to dance. I just danced like the whole night until it just got too crowded. It was just so crowded that you couldn't even move. So it was like, okay, time to go. Because I was there for like 5 hours. You didn't know I had it in me. When I was young, or like in my 20s and earlier, I used to go dancing like 3-4 nights a week. I love dancing. And I really want to learn how to dance the way they dance here, like this, like the traditional-ish salsa. And I will. Wow. Okay, kids, you're going through a big transformation. 10 of Swords, end of a way of thinking, a new dawn is rising. Something was really, there was like a heartbreak that I think is finally over. Or you have to make a decision to let it be over, because it's weird like that when you're in that grief, and it's like I have to make a decision to step away. I have to make a decision to step away, because otherwise it could just keep on going on forever and ever. And then I have Divine Justice, which is an amazing card. So Divine Justice, I always call it Divine Justice. I don't call it Justice anymore. I just call it Divine Justice. That's what I call it. I feel like there's this element in this card for me. I mean, it's balance. It's tremendous balance, but it's illuminated. You see, I feel like this is the illumination of the Godhead coming down and making things right. So, sometimes you have a situation with a person or an institution or a group of people or whatever it is, and it's like it really, it broke your heart, and it's like I have to give this to something bigger. I can't, like, if I want my justice, because it's, sometimes we go through a hard time or a hard season, say, and you feel it completely because you're Cancer, but you don't have to drag it around with you. You could feel it, let it go through you. Let it go through you. Understand it as season. Understand it as you understand things in a way that a lot of other signs don't, because I always say this: you're the crab, And it's like sometimes you're in the water and sometimes you're on the shore, and you understand that things flow. You understand that there's ruled by the moon. That you understand. So it's like I was in this really rough sea where there's nothing to eat and la la la, and bouncing around. And it's like, okay. But it's like, oh, I'm going to sit around and think about that season. It's like, no, no, no. I'm going to whatever. It's going to work itself out. It's going to work itself out. Yeah. Going in. Scorpio got this too. Going in, What is that noise? Is it my phone? I feel like there's a self-nurturing going on here. I feel like there's a self-nurturing going on here. I feel like it might be something emotionally you've gone through, and you're gonna have to give it up. But I think you still have to lick your wounds. I think you have to lick your wounds for a while. And what he does in this card is he goes to the mountain, he isolates himself, and in the dark, he discovers his own light. He discovers his own sense of hope. But it's a solo deal. This is not like calling your friends. This is not that. This is really about being by oneself and self-nurturing, self-reflection. Yeah. And then on to the next. And then on to the next. My second three. So there's this whole creative process that's going on. Sometimes, in hindsight, something bad happens and then it puts you on a new track or a new road or a new way of thinking. So while it's happening, it's the most horrible thing in the world. But because of it or through it or influenced by it, it's like it brings up all this new, oh, I think I'll do something else. I think I'll, right? Because there's an energy of creativity. There's an energy of anticipation. There's an understanding of I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward into a new light. Toward abundance. Toward abundance. There's also an energy in this card of entrepreneurship, of self-sufficiency, big self-sufficiency card. Because, this one, she's living in her abundant, beautiful garden with all the trees and the flowers and the bird and blah, blah, blah. The bird is also intuition. This isn't her husband's money or her family's money. She made this money. All the abundance and all the luxury that she is relishing in, is she delighting in, she made through her own effort. Through her own effort. So it's like a self-reliance. There's a sense of self-reliance here. Okay. Sometimes I want to. I like to show the cards, but I forget sometimes. New ideas, fresh new ideas, new inspiration, new messages. Self-nurturing. Self-nurturing. Scorpio got this card too. Self-nurturing. Taking care of, being a mother to oneself. Cancer is a sign of the mother. Being a mother, nourishing, nurturing, caring, loving, abundant toward oneself. Ooh, and the time is now. So interesting, we have two queens. It's all feminine energy. Well, aside from the hermit. But the hermit is Virgo, so. The Virgin. There are two queens here. Queens are about patience. and part of nourishment and part of self-nurturing and part of taking care of oneself is being patient with oneself. For me, it's been a really long, hard lesson. My computer is a little on the blink, so it's moving really slow. So like when I upload videos, I'm supposed to press certain buttons. There are certain times I have to press the button, like, I'm not even exaggerating, 10 times until it comes up to the next menu. And sometimes I could be very impatient with myself and especially with technology. With people, I'm pretty patient, but with technology, it's like, ah! And it's like, there are things that I have to get done. There are things that I want to learn, even like the learning Spanish here. It's like, it's been a long, slow process. And some days I get it. And some days it's like, I feel like I fall back, and it's like, it's like having a kid who wants to learn how to ride a bike. And it's like, you have to encourage them and be patient. And it's like, one day you're going to get off the tricycle and onto a two-wheeler with training wheels, and then we're going to take the training wheels off. And I remember when I was a kid learning how to like ride, I can't believe I remember this, ride I could feel it without the training wheels. And the first couple of times it was like, forget it, I didn't understand the balance. And, and I was so self-judgment. And then I got it, but I had to keep on trying. It's about being patient. It's like, okay, I'm going to try again. Okay, I'm going to try again. Okay, I'm going to try again. Sort of like that thing I was talking about in the beginning. Sort of like the thing I was talking about in the beginning. Yeah. It's like nourishing yourself from the past. This is really interesting. It's a 6. Perseverance. Going back to the memory and the recollection of how, just sort of like I was talking about, it's so weird how that happens. This is like, children playing. It's sweet, it's naive, it's nostalgic, it's recollection. So it's like, go back to that recollection of like being a happy child, being nourished, right? Look, even if you had a messed up childhood, like everybody did, join the club, there were still moments, oh, we flew a kite, it was really great, or we went to the beach for the first time, or we went to go visit family in a different part of the country, and I had these cousins and we had a lot of fun, and we did something we weren't supposed to and we got away with it, whatever, what I mean? Like that, like, be that, like, get in touch with that, and like, let that, take you out of this. That's how you replace it. It's not like I didn't feel the feelings. It's not like I'm pretending it didn't happen. Oh, well, if I just pretend it didn't happen, it didn't happen. I'm not saying that at all. Because we've all been down that road. It's like you feel the feelings and you move through them. And then like the dawn rises, something new happens, right? And now that it's a new dawn and a new day and a new like experience, it's like nourish yourself through it. Nourish yourself through it. Yeah, because it's like the old stuff is going to want to come up. But this is also interesting. Excuse me. This is the card of change. It's a 5. So he has a choice. I mean, to me, the change is always a choice because we live in a free will zone. It's like, there are times in our lives where it's like, well, I can make a decision to hold on to this negative feeling and this negative thought, and this negative experience. And, I'm a Scorpio, you're a Cancer. We both have that. Like, I ain't letting go. I ain't letting go. So I had a friend that I knew for a long time, and it was a weird dynamic, but we did a lot of great stuff together. We really did. But he was a little bit, really, I don't know. He's very Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. He was a real Scorpio, so there were these secrets that we kept from each other, and maybe even from ourselves, So there was a certain back and forth sort of thing. And for a long time, and then he just like up and left. And after many years, and it was always a little weird anyway, but I used to really be very resentful. I used to really be very resentful and very like, I wouldn't wish him well and all that. And now it's sort of like, whatever, have a good life. I know we're not in touch. We probably never will be again. You never know though. And it's kind of like, it was just too much for me to, like I could be in all this and the disappointment and, and then keep on reigniting that if I wanted to, which is sort of what this card is about sometimes. Or I could just like say, F it. And, move into a new light. Move into a new light. Right? And pick up the cups that are there. Pick up the cups that are there and move forward. And move forward. Yeah, move forward. New strategy. It's like that was that. That was then. Justice will take care of it. I don't really have to. I don't really have to. It's not my concern. It's not. And, the thing is, it's like when you have like anger or resentment or whatever about a person, place, or a thing or whatever, it's like you don't have to keep on feeding it. If you felt it completely, just let it go. Just let it go so that you can move forward, because otherwise they have power over you. Like they have power over you. Right? And it's like, I don't even like you. So why would I allow you to have power over me emotionally or mentally or, it's like, you don't really mean much. We had some fun. We learned things from each other, like all relationships are like that. In any vein, and it's like, we had fun. Well, we had fun. We learned stuff from each other. We had experiences. And then some experiences we had were not so great, maybe. But it's like, okay, that was a season. And this is a new season. This is a new season. So do you wear a bathing suit in the winter? No. You dress appropriately for the season. I have Virgo rising. So don't wear a bathing suit to a Christmas party. Right? And don't wear your Santa outfit to the beach. Right? Think of it like that. How's that? Your lesson has been learned. Your lesson has been learned. This is the incorporation of a lesson, a karmic lesson that has been learned. And it's through the corporal and the mental and the emotional understanding and process that one is reborn. It's like, okay, that was an experience. I had the whole feeling about it. It was a rough day on the shore, right? A really rough season. But you know what? I learned a lot from it. I'm going to gather something from it and move forward, right? What animals do when there's nothing to eat, they go to another ground. Like that's what they do. It's like there's nothing left to eat here. When I'm going to sit around in the place. You ever watch those? Well, I watch a lot of nature documentaries. The Serengeti stuff is so unbelievable. And thousands upon thousands of animals come and they graze, and then they follow the rains. That's what they do. They follow the rains. That's what they do. It's like there's nothing left in this land. You know, we ate it all up. Move on, move on. That's what's going on. But it has been incorporated. And also because of the incorporation, or through the incorporation, or in tandem with, you know, here's Gabriel. Here's Gabriel, right? Sending messages. Intuition's really high, really strong, and guided. It's beautiful. Interesting reading. They're all, I mean, they're all interesting readings. Some of them are more interesting than others, that's for sure. All right, have a lovely July. Have a lovely July. Moving to a new season. And no, I shouldn't say it. Yeah, I hate when people do that, right? I always feel like with some Scorpio, and I just feel like, you know, the water signs that we really understand each other on a deep level because we really come from the place of how we feel. Other signs really don't. They don't. Either they come from a mental place or a place of passion or a place of practicality. And we just don't. So, I mean, sometimes I really try to put on my practical hat. I really do. And I have a certain practicality about me. I do. You know, the Virgo influence really saves me. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, no, that's how I feel. And that's what I'm going to move on. And so I feel like, you know, we speak the same language. We come from the same place. So I always cherish doing all the water sign readings. All right. Blessings.